Have you ever been led by someone who just couldn't let go of control? I mean, every decision had to go through them, every step micromanaged, every mistake hyper criticized. Yeah, me too. On the flip side, though, I want you to think about the best leaders that you've ever had. When you think about what made you want to be led by them, my guess is it probably included you felt trusted, you felt empowered, and that leader made you feel that you were capable. See, that's the difference between a leader who controls and a leader who empowers. Today, let's look at pick your path, control versus empowerment. And I want you to be thinking to yourself, which path am I choosing? Recently, Fred and I watched The Founder, based on the real life story of the McDonald's brothers, Richard and Maurice McDonald, and Ray Kroc. You see, the McDonald's brothers were obsessed with control. I actually loved learning more about how they created their highly efficient system for making fast food. Spoiler alert. I actually worked at McDonald's when I was in high school. So that was kind of cool to see the founding of that restaurant. But here was the challenge. They wanted everything done their way, no deviations, including they were super rigid about their systems. They refused to expand unless they could personally oversee every single detail. You see, they exhibited limited trust. Like they didn't believe that franchisees could uphold their standards. So they actually had tried to expand, is what I learned, but then ultimately they abandoned that expansion, empty stores because they could not be fully in control. So they just kept their own store in San Bernardino. And this is what kept their expansion small. The other thing that was, I think, important to be aware of is that the McDonald's brothers were very resistant to innovation. When Ray Kroc suggested new ideas like powdered milkshakes that would help to reduce the overall electrical cost, and also another great idea that he had received and pushed forward was having real estate ownership. They just were unwilling to be moved. And you know what? The result, their great concept had stifled growth. Their focus on maintaining the tight grip meant they failed to see the bigger picture, what could be a scalable business model. Now, I want to contrast that with Ray Kroc. And it's important that I just say that from watching the movie, and it's based on real life events, it certainly seems as though Ray Kroc didn't make all the best choices. He didn't go about it maybe in the best ways. He was drawn into pride, to taking ownership as though he was the original founder. And there was, you could see the internal, at least the way it was portrayed, the internal tension that was there. What I want to, for the purposes of today's video, is that what Ray Kroc had was this visionary approach, and he sought to empower others. He saw the potential that the McDonald's brothers had developed way beyond their original system. I mean, Ray believed the McDonald's could be a global empire, empowered franchisees instead of micromanaging them. I actually love how it showed how he was refining who was his ideal franchise owner, an engaged, present owner, not an absentee owner that just had money to invest in something. You see, Ray was constantly looking for innovative new ideas, like buying the land and leasing it to the franchise owners, which actually became the foundation of McDonald's wealth. What's the result? Ray's approach allowed McDonald's to expand into a global brand, something the brothers never could have done with their tight control. So, again, not saying that everything Ray did was right, but what he did reminds me that When a leader like the McDonald's brothers are stuck in constantly wanting to control everything, inevitably they'll meet someone who is willing to grow around them or grow up and over that leader who is stuck in that control mode. Whether they stay at the company or they get snapped up by a leader who appreciates what their visionary empowerment mindset brings to the organization. Either way, people like the Ray Krocs of the world will find a way because of that visionary empowerment mindset. Which path do you want to take as a leader? Are you control no matter what, the cost? Or are you someone that wants to cultivate a growth mindset that empowers others while expanding your own vision? I'm Elizabeth Mahusai, executive business coach, corporate trainer, keynote speaker, and international best-selling author of Pick Your Path. If you have found this content helpful, valuable, then I want you to comment. I want you to like. I want you to subscribe. And I'm going to challenge you, share it with someone who wants to learn how to pick a better path.